Coming up on the Daily O, one political department now suing the state. We'll tell you why.
And new proposals making waves across the state. All of this and more is coming up. The Daily O starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Friday edition of the Daily O. I'm Kendall May Stark.
And I'm Tyler Tripodi. We're glad you're with us. We begin with an update on the human remains found during construction on the University of Oklahoma's campus, now identified as educational cadavers.
The remains were discovered February 19th at the Life Sciences Laboratories site in Norman. Leaders say the remains date back to the early 1900s and were used for educational purposes at the former School of Biological Sciences.
Officials say their handling at the time followed standard practices. Construction is continuing with archaeological monitoring in place, and all remains are being handled in accordance with state law.
The U.S. Department of Justice is suing Oklahoma after the state refused to turn over certain private voter information. It says it needs access to full voter rolls, including sensitive data, to ensure election security. The state election board says it already provided publicly available voter data, but state law prohibits sharing personal information like Social Security and driver's license numbers. Attorney General Gentner Drummond says the state will cooperate with any lawful federal request while protecting personal data. This adds Oklahoma to a growing list of states facing similar legal action from the DOJ.
A new proposal from the White House and action at the state capitol could impact Oklahoma's growing data center industry. During his State of the Union, President Trump says tech companies should build and supply their own power so utility costs don't rise for customers. Governor Stitt praised the idea, citing a law he signed allowing private power generation. Meanwhile, some lawmakers are pushing a bill that would pause new data centers for 3 years, while the state studies impacts on water, power rates, and property values. The debate comes as reports show some Oklahoma data centers are using more than 1 billion gallons of water a year.
If you've been on campus recently, you may have seen the banners marking the 75th anniversary of the Student Union.
The Daily O's Emmy Sangvalai takes us inside the heart of campus and shows us just how it has earned that name.
75 years. That's how long Oklahoma State University's Student Union has been the center of student life. From the first day tours to everyday meetups between classes, the union continues to connect students across campus. Let's hear some of their favorite moments.
The organization fair at the beginning of the year, just to kind of where everyone comes and shows what organizations OSU has, and I think it's fun to look around and see what different organizations they have.
I love the union. I'm basically in here every day, multiple times a day. I just really like how connected everything feels and open, and I run into a lot of people I know here, so it's just a sweet time.
That sense of connection isn't accidental. It's what the student union was made for, to be the heart of the community on campus.
But I think what makes it more special is all of the opportunities that students have from all walks of life to gather there, to enjoy lots of dining options, support from a variety of student services and ways to engage, and then just to spend time hanging out and making friends.
A place that adapts with the changing times becomes more than a building. It becomes a second home.
Take full advantage of it. It's your student union, and we want you to make the most of your experience here. And I think the more you take advantage of that facility, connecting with others there, and just taking advantage of all that it has to offer, that'll just enrich your student experience.
Reporting for the Daily O, I'm Emmy Sangvalai.
Well, it's that time again to check in with Aaron Stinson, who has more on what's going on around the state this weekend. What do you got for us, Aaron?
Yeah, Tyler, starting with tonight, Nine Inch Nails is live at the BOK Center at 8. Then tomorrow afternoon, it's Bedlam Hockey at the BOK Center. Puck drop set for 4. And finally, if you got a ticket to Bedlam, it's also a ticket to that night's game between the Rapid City Rush and the Tulsa Oilers. Puck drop at 7:05. Well, that's all I got for this weekend. Back to you guys.
Thanks for that, Aaron. It was a hot and sunny day here in Stillwater, but will that stick around overnight? Let's check in with William Manziel, who's got our evening forecast. Will?
Yeah, Kendall, like you said, it's been a pretty warm day here in Stillwater, and that is still the case right now, as it is about 80 degrees outside. We got some winds coming in from the south at about 5 miles per hour, so it feels a bit more like 78, but it is still quite warm and sunny, as you can see in our shot of campus right here. But savor the sun while you can, because as we get into this weekend, we're going to be seeing a lot more cloudy and rainy skies. But that's all I've got here for now. Guys, what are you thinking of the warm weather?
You know, I got to say the suit and tie in the warm weather is not exactly doing it for me. A little hot on the walk here this morning. But when we return, it was a boot scooting good time in the Student Union last night. We'll show you how.
And students get a rare opportunity to shine. The Daily O returns right after this.
Ace in the Bowl salsa started many, many years ago. I was trying to find a recipe to take to a family gathering, and so I started messing around with different recipes, and I took a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and I came up with a salsa that is truly unique. Ace in the Bowl salsa is an olive oil based salsa with tomatoes, green chilies, green onions, and black olives. There's no sugar added, it's gluten free, low calorie, low carb, low fat, low sodium. So it's a very, very, very good alternative to any snack you may want. As of right now, I'm just looking to be in Oklahoma and having a successful business within the state. If my grandkids could ever take it over when they're old enough, that would be my dream.
Last night, students got the chance to dress their best and learn to line dance.
The Daily O's Mason Humphrey hit the Student Union to capture how they were letting loose.
Heel to toe, do-si-do. The Bestie Bash Boots event was hosted last night by OSU Res Life. Students were instructed starting with the basics.
Like line dancing, we had an instructor coming on and they had their own group, so we had made all this arrangement for our residents, so they would be coming up and they will stop by because school is hard, so we were inviting all our residents to this event. It's called Bestie Bash Boots, so we're gonna do it today.
And the event gave some students a new opportunity.
As an international student, we never do this line dancing stuff from my country, so I feel like I'm grateful. I'm learning new things, new cultures, which is good.
It's basically one of my first ones, but it makes me think like I should have definitely came out before, you know?
But after picking up a new hat and sticking with the two-step, he was ready.
I mean, I kind of found it, but it's mine now.
He and the rest of the ballroom were dedicated to dance.
We did some of this, and then we stomp, hula hula. We did some shimmy, and then we did wah, 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 wah.
Reporting from the Student Union, Mason Humphrey, the Daily O.
The OSU Museum of Art is leaning into students as a new student art exhibit is now on display. Lean Into Abstraction, a student showcase, features original works created by students, inspired by pieces from the museum's permanent collection. Rather than replicating the artworks, students developed their own designs based on what they observed. Organizers say the partnership between the museum and the studio art program gives students a rare opportunity to showcase their work in a professional setting. The exhibition runs through April 18th.
It's been a dry week, but can we expect that to change over the weekend? Let's check in with Will, who's watching our radar. What can we watch out for, Will?
Yeah, guys, let me just tell you right off the bat, for today, our radar is looking pretty clear. Got some clouds coming through the state, but not many of them are going to be hitting Stillwater, leaving those sunny skies through the night. But as we move into tomorrow, we're going to continue seeing that cloud coverage moving through the state, going down over here towards some other states. But we're not going to see a whole lot going on Stillwater until we get to Sunday. And then around 12 or 1 p.m. that day, we're going to start seeing some showers popping up down here, and they're going to move up into Stillwater pretty quickly. And that rain is going to stay pretty consistent here in the city until the end of next week, until about this time next week, actually. So we're going to be seeing a lot of rain. So if you weren't prepared for that, make sure you start getting prepared for a rainy week right now. Now, some things you should be looking out for this week. As I said before, we're going to have that week of rain coming up, and we also got some thunderstorm chances as we get into next week. We're not for sure if those are going to be coming through, but we do have some chances on the radar. And lastly, those wind speeds are going to be picking up, especially as we get about halfway through next week. But that's all I've got for now. Guys, what are you thinking about those rain chances?
Will, I appreciate the call out on the rain chances from you, because that's going to change my Sunday plans, Kendall. No?
It's not changing any of mine.
Fair enough. Well, when we return, a rare testimony in another closed-door interview.
And distressing calls coming out of a Texas detention center. The Daily O returns right after this.
We would design something, it was set on the counter, and people was either, if enough of them said, you know, this isn't it never made to the line. Dad was excited that they're all original. They were all designed on Mom's kitchen table, and it gets in your blood after a while.
We're very happy that Pamela and Michael have taken over the business and kept the family going.
We took the business over in 2017. When we found that it was available, we wanted to keep the legacy of family alive, but it was also incredible products that deserved to be a part of Made in Oklahoma's story. We were a part of Made in Oklahoma years ago, and so it kind of grew as Made in Oklahoma grew.
Oklahoma is ingrained into everything that we did. We've been here most of our life. That's what we entailed our whole business on, was the Oklahoma homegrown feeling.
Deep Fork Foods started in 2014. We started off with our nut products, and now we produce everything from jarred products to cookie mixes and pancake mixes and dried products for people, as well as our spice blends. Now we produce over 168 different products for ourselves and about 20 to 30 other companies in Oklahoma.
I'm Cindy Stewart. I'm one of the owners of Deep Fork Foods. We've gone from just making our own stuff and doing just small things to being able to co-pack and work with other companies and individuals within Oklahoma and across the United States as well.
I'm just really thankful for the journey that we've had so far and really look forward to the future where we're taking Deep Fork Foods and being able to provide more value for Oklahoma and its economy, as well as all the people within the state.
I love the opportunities that being in a food business provides. I absolutely love sharing food and good stories with people, so this just gives us another connection. And I can't wait to see where this path takes us with it.
In a rare moment for a former president, Bill Clinton is set to testify before the House Oversight Committee about his past ties to Jeffrey Epstein. The closed-door deposition comes one day after former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton faced questioning for nearly 6 hours. Officials saying the former president's testimony could last even longer. Today, Clinton says he saw nothing and did nothing wrong and criticized the panel for making his wife sit for a deposition. Bill Clinton has acknowledged flying on Epstein's plane during Foundation trips in the early 2000s, but denies ever visiting Epstein's island. It's the first time in over 40 years a sitting or former president has appeared before members of Congress in this capacity.
Emergency calls from inside a South Texas immigration detention center now raising new concerns about conditions for children held there. Since September, ambulances have been dispatched to the Dilley Immigration Processing Center at least 11 times for children in medical distress. Records show most children were taken to a local hospital, with some transferred more than an hour away for specialized care. Pediatricians and advocates argue detention settings are not suitable for children and warn of serious health consequences. The Department of Homeland Security maintains families there have access to appropriate medical services.
Trouble abroad as the U.S. Embassy is warning staff to get out of Israel now.
And sparks between military and customs. Addison Schweinberg has the details in our political pulse. Addison?
Yeah, guys. Ambassador Mike Huckabee instructed people of Israel today to leave if they plan on leaving. Huckabee claims there is no reason to panic, but people should leave sooner rather than later in this email sent to embassy staff. This comes after Trump claims he'd love to not use military force, but sometimes you have to. In response to this, Iran has threatened to attack American bases in the region. In more local news, the U.S. military reportedly used a laser to shoot down a drone belonging to Customs and Border Patrol. Despite this, there was no confirmation that a CBP drone was actually hit. Some Democratic members of Congress call this an example of incompetence. This happens weeks after the CBP used the military to shoot down what turned out to be party balloons in Texas. Well, that's all I have. Back to you guys at the desk.
A shocking development in the bidding war between media giants as Warner Bros. Discovery has formally agreed to be acquired by Paramount Skydance, setting up one of the most significant media mergers in recent history. The deal values WBD at about $77 billion, or more than $110 billion, including debt. The agreement was unanimously approved by both companies' boards, but still requires shareholder and regulatory approval. The deal comes after Netflix abruptly withdrew from the bidding war, accepting a $2.8 billion termination fee. Paramount Skydance says the combined company will create greater value for audiences and shareholders. The transaction is expected to go before shareholders in early 2026.
New video is being reviewed in the abduction of 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie. The Pima County Sheriff's Department confirms Ring camera footage captured a vehicle driving about 2.5 miles from Guthrie's home around 2:30 a.m., near the time investigators believe she was taken February 1st. Authorities say it's unclear whether the vehicle is connected to the case. The FBI is aware of the footage, and investigators have asked homeowners across the area to share surveillance video.
It was a historic home opener for Cowgirls softball. Zach Berger is in the Sports Corner with how they battled right after this.
My name's Dennis Abernathy. Lived here since 1968, and I consider myself one of Stillwater's oldest original family jewelers. Here at Dennis the Jeweler, we're more about personal service. My father always told me that anybody can sell the jewelry, and what we're doing is completely different, learning to do the repair work. That is one thing that will keep your business alive, because anybody can sell it, but if not anybody can fix it. To me, jewelry is very, very personal. Every piece of jewelry has its own story, and I get to hear hundreds of stories from my clients, which I love to hear. There's always a story with it. I mean, you buy a piece of jewelry for a show of appreciation, a sign of love. There are a lot of different aspects for jewelry when you purchase it.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alba when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale. And so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Welcome back to the Daily O and welcome into the Sports Corner. I'm Zach Berger. Thanks for sticking with us. It was an instant classic last night. Cowgirls, Cornhuskers, a home opener like no other. Shea Faulkner shows the thrilling 2-1 battle.
A top 20 matchup. Last night was a record-breaking home opener for the Oklahoma State Cowgirls. There was 1,802 fans in attendance at Cowgirl Stadium to watch the Orange battle the Red, going up against the number 4 ranked Nebraska Huskers, setting a new home opener attendance record. The game was both a pitching duel and a defensive showdown, seeing Big 12 Pitcher of the Week Ruby Malin go up against the renowned Jordy Fromm. Malin pitched 10 of the 11 innings, striking out 9 and walking 1, marking a new career high for her as it was the most innings she has ever pitched. Fromm pitched 7 innings with number 99 Alexis Jensen coming in for relief. Riley Crandall entered the game in the top of the 11th, shutting it down for the Cowgirls. The game was tied 1-1 for majority of the matchup until Rosie Davis came in clutch for the Cowgirls in the bottom of the 11th. Now the season has just begun and the Cowgirls already have a top 5 win under their belt, beating the number 4 ranked Nebraska Huskers. Now the action doesn't stop for them. We have a doubleheader tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday against Southeast Missouri State, and then meeting up again with Nebraska on Sunday. Now we'll have to stay tuned to see how that goes, but for now, for the Daily O, I'm Shea Faulkner.
Cowgirls now in Game 2 of that doubleheader against Southeast Missouri after an actually 8-0 win earlier. Keeping it on the diamond just down the street from us, Cowboy baseball is underway against Sam Houston. The Pokes are continuing their 9-game homestand, taking on the Bearcats of Sam Houston for the first time since 2024. The Bearcats lead the series 8-6, with the first matchup actually being back when the Pokes were the Aggies in 1954. Though the Cowboys are 5-3 this season, they're looking to continue their 4-game winning streak. During this winning streak, the Pokes have scored 54 runs. 40 of those were just in the last series alone. Let's take a look at that current score as we sit. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's a close one, folks, 1-0. Hudson Barrett, new ace for the Cowboys, currently dealing in 5 innings, only 1 hit allowed, but look out for Ryan Peterson. Actually has a no-hitter going for Sam Houston, but Conover was able to drive in a guy after a walk. So the Pokes have 1 run, and they're sitting in a close Friday night battle. Now heading indoor, OSU track and field is down in Lubbock for the Big 12 championships this weekend. The Pokes have had a strong indoor season, with earning 8 program records, some beating multiple times. Olivia Vita Tite showed out during today, winning her heat in the 60-meter hurdles in the pentathlon, and the women's mile qualified for the finals. The Cowboys are looking for a Big 12 title after coming up short in the last 3 years. Some of the running events are coming up here shortly, followed by the finals in the field events and long distance races. To watch the championship, tune in on ESPN Plus tomorrow for the rest of the event. Well, we've covered around the diamond and on the track, but what else is happening this weekend? Like always, let's have Gabriel Moras fill us in on the next 2 days. Gabe?
Thank you, Zach, and welcome everybody. We've got a packed weekend ahead, including some Cowboys competing all the way outside the country, so let's get to it. Oklahoma State basketball hits the road Saturday for a Big 12 matchup at Cincinnati. The Cowboys last snapped a 5-game losing streak with an overtime win over West Virginia, and they've been consistent, averaging nearly 84 points per game. We'll have to see how it all settles in the court against the Bearcats as tip-off is set for 1 p.m. Oklahoma State women's basketball closes out the regular season Saturday, hosting Kansas for Senior Day. Cowgirls have been nearly unstoppable at home, going 32-2 over the past 2 seasons. The game starts at 5 p.m. Now to start Sunday off, Oklahoma State men's golf is on the road this week at the Cabo Collegiate Invitational in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. The Invitational starts Sunday, March 1st through the 3rd at the Twin Dolphin Club. Now Oklahoma State women's tennis team opens Big 12 play this weekend at home, hosting Cincinnati on Sunday at noon at the Greenwood Tennis Center. Cowgirls are coming off a competitive non-conference slate and will look to carry that momentum into league play. So whether it's the Cowboys swinging for the runs or teeing it up south on Cabo, it's shaping up to be an action-packed weekend for Oklahoma State. That's it, everybody. Thank you, and this has been your weekend sports preview. I'm Gabriel Moras. Back to you, Zach.
All right, Gabe. Well, that's all we have today from the Sports Corner, but don't go anywhere. Red Solo Cup lawmakers are lifting you up one last time. Kendall and Tyler have it right after this.
I'm Travis Taylor. I'm the general manager for the Hotel Indigo Tulsa Downtown. I have a real good understanding of the food scene in Tulsa, and I've loved to see the way it's evolved over the years, and I'm glad to be part of it.
My name's Kevin Kyle. I'm the executive chef. I started here, the idea was to do something local. Everything that we try to do has Oklahoma products.
Tulsa is a big oil boom when we were the oil capital in the early 1900s. How Route 66 put Tulsa on the map. And the menu around that was, well, what would an oil worker take out in their lunchbox? That's how Prospect kind of came from.
We never get crazy busy, so we can do a lot of different things with food. And we can do things like wine dinners and have local dinners. We have a private dining room that people can come.
I think being at the heart of the old Route 66 has kind of weighed into us getting a lot of different things brought in from different areas of the United States. When I taste something on our menu for the first time, the first thing I go is, that's Tulsa.
My name's Kayla.
I've been here since the beginning, so 4 years. Scratch is more focused on farm and mostly made in Oklahoma products, keeping it local. Sustainability is our biggest thing. That's one of the reasons why this place opened.
I've been the chef here at Scratch for 2.5 years. Started here as a line cook. Our food and drinks are a bit separate entities almost inside the restaurant. So the food is now up to 85% of the products we bring in are raised or grown locally. It's all based off of things that I grew up eating in southern Oklahoma, things my grandparents ate.
Fresh food, clean food, organic food, sustainability, that's all of our thing. From front of house to back of house, we're able to maintain both with freshness. But made in Oklahoma means we get it straight from the farms that are 20, 30 minutes, another little county away. We get it straight from them.
A pop music icon is back with a new solo album after 10 years. Chance Annis has that in your A-List update. Chance? What do we got?
Tyler, I don't know what to say besides 2026 is a great year for music. First, we had Baby Keem's new album Casino, and this week it's none other than Bruno Mars with his latest solo album, The Romantic. While Bruno Mars had a collaboration album with Anderson .Paak back in 2021 with An Evening with Silk Sonic, it's been a whole decade since his last solo album, which was 24 Karat Magic in 2016. And shout out to my mom for taking me to see Bruno Mars' concert for his 24 Karat Magic tour. Anyway, you can listen to The Romantic anywhere you stream music. That's all I have for the A-List update. Back to you guys at the desk.
Can't wait to give that album a listen, Chance. Oklahoma lawmakers are raising a red solo cup to honor late country star Toby Keith. The state Senate has approved a resolution naming a new east-west connector turnpike in the Norman area the Toby Keith Expressway. Keith died in 2024 at the age of 62 after a battle with cancer. He sold over 40 million albums, produced more than 20 #1 hits, and he was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Construction on the $3 billion project is set to begin soon, with completion expected in 2033.
It's time to catch 'em all. It's National Pokemon Day. Today honors the iconic game that made its first public appearance on this day in 1996, with Pokemon Red and Green being the first set ever made. With over 1,000 Pokemon in the official Pokédex, there is plenty to choose from. But fans of the franchise say that some of the most popular Pokemon include Pikachu, Charmander, and Squirtle. Don't forget to post your favorite Pokemon on social media using the hashtag National Pokemon Day.
Well, before we go, let's go back to the Weather Center to catch the 7-day forecast. Will?
Yeah, guys, on the topic of Pokemon, the only thing we're going to be catching this week is all that rain getting caught in our gutters. As we look at our 7-day forecast, we're going to see that today our highs were about 80 and it was pretty sunny, but as we move into the weekend, we're going to see by Sunday that rain's going to start coming in and our high is going to move down to about 67. It's going to stay in about the 50s or 60s as we get into Monday and Tuesday when that rain will return, even with a bit of sunshine coming through. It's going to be raining from Tuesday to about this time next week, as I said before. By Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to be seeing that rain continue, but our highs are going to move to the low 70s or so, but it's going to be a pretty rainy week, so make sure you are prepared.
You never fail to amaze me with these jokes, Will. But what I'm seeing on your 7-day forecast is that all water type moves are going to be boosted next week, yeah?
About to say something about that.
You know what? I figured you would. Beat you to the punch. Well, anyway, since it's National Pokemon Day, and as I said on Tuesday, I'm a huge Pokemon fan, why don't we go around? I kind of am curious what your guys' favorite Pokemon are. Will, do you want to start? Or?
Yeah, you know, on the topic of water Pokemon, I was always a Squirtle chooser for the starter. I always loved getting the Blastoise.
Heck yeah.
Incredible Pokemon.
I love it. I love it. Zach?
I
know you're such a big Pokemon fan, so I'm curious.
I don't know. I wasn't a Pokemon kid. I was a Beyblade kid.
Let it
So
rip.
I'll go
Okay.
Pokemon. No, Pikachu, that's his name. That's my bad.
That's his name.
That's his name. That is his name.
Did you got it?
Pokemon is getting a heavy nerf this week. Typhlosion, fire type.
Yeah,
Not a good week for him.
Now,
but-
I am happy to say that I actually carry my favorite Pokemon around in my wallet with me, have for years now. It's Bouffalant, the bison Pokemon. For those who don't know Bouffalant, black and white, okay, that's the game he came out in. Did you know he can learn surf? So my guy's boosted next week. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Now, Tyler,
All right.
you've just been waiting for this moment your whole
This,
life.
I'm
right?
telling you, this has been in my wallet for so long, and this was finally the moment where I needed it, and I'm so happy I could have been here. Shout out Bouffalant. Kendall, take us out
I
of
think
here.
I'm going to go home and boot up my DS after this.
I think I might join you there. Get a little,
That's a look at today's
little emulator
headlines.
going.
Thank you for joining us.
Make sure to check out the Daily O next week for the latest happening here in Stillwater and across the state. For the Daily O, I'm Tyler Tripodi.
And I'm Kendall May Stark. Have a blessed night, everyone.
Thank you for coming to Stay and Play Pet Resort. This is where we can board your pet at any time for your convenience and make them feel at home. We have 5 different kennels for your pet. We have luxury suites that come with TV, camera, fireplace. The webcam is at your free. We have Kitty City where you can board your cat for multiple different prices. Stay and Play Pet Resort offers a free chauffeur service. If you go to Baker Animal Clinic, you can drop your pet off anywhere between 7:30 a.m. and no later than 8 a.m. Stay and Play Pet Resort offers a game day sports package. For $37, you can drop your dog off during the game day, as